morning, Keller Williams. I'm Joanna Odebashan, your team leader, and it is January 10th? Are you sure about that? Yeah, and if it's January 10th, we know that the activities we do pay us in 90 days, so what day is it really today?
April 10th.
April 10th, right on. You guys are so smart. I want to revisit the 4 conversations with you. We did a test 2 months ago to see who could accurately label the 4 conversations box. And you know that with our career growth initiative and all of the things that we're doing on tracking appointments and teaching you how to think like business owners, the CGI is an important component. And so I want to remind you that appointments turn into listings, that turn into closings, that turn into your net profit. And so hopefully, by the end of today, you'll all stop and take a look at what you did last year, and you'll grade yourself, right? Brittany graded herself. That was great what you said earlier about your business and your increases. I like to grade myself too, and so for the purpose of this activity, I want to share with you how I ended up. Now, my conversations are a little bit different. Mine are appointments go to gross recruits, which equal net recruits, which equals the net owner profit. And we know that that's not possible unless this long, skinny rectangle is working. And what is that long, skinny rectangle called? The wall of value. So let's go over here real quick and let's check out how I did. And you know, as a former teacher, I like to give myself a percentage grade. So who has a calculator handy? You don't need to use one, you can just do it? All right, so for appointments, we finished with 468 recruiting appointments in 2016, which was shy of our goal of 480 by 12. I know, right? That's when you stop and you think, man, I could have worked just a little harder and I could have exceeded the goal. But what grade is that? 97.5%. What's a 97.5? A. All right. How would you feel if your kid came home with that grade? Pretty good, right? All right, let's look at the second one. For gross recruits, that means we grew the company by that many agents. We recruited 100 agents in 2016. Our goal was 120. What percentage did we get?
83.3.
83.3. What's that?
It's a B.
That's a B, right? Just a B. If your kid came home with a B, you'd be like, well, that's okay. You're probably better than a B, though, right? And that's only 20 short of our goal. All right, let's go to net recruits. Now, you know in real estate, attrition is very high. Some of you might even know what percentage. It's 30% attrition rate. That's the National Association of Realtors average. So the way that we figure attrition is we look at where we end agent count-wise. So last year we ended with 161 agents. And if you figure 30% attrition, so let's go 16 times 3, 48, we knew that we were probably going to lose about 48 agents, right? So in my world, that's a lot of recruiting that I have to do to account for what I'm going to have to lose, right? Just the reality of my game. It happens in your business too. It really does. You just have to get real with the numbers and a little bit uncomfortable, right? So we didn't do too bad. We lost 52. We had planned to lose 48, right? It could be better. That gives us an opportunity, though, to go back and look at our wall of value. So, Brittany, when you were talking about your insurance business, you realized that your growth opportunity was in commercial, right? And you guys needed to tune it up and make sure that you were focusing on the commercial business that you had. That was your growth opportunity, right? So you can imagine what's the percentage here? What grade did I get?
80%.
80. That's a B minus, right? That's like, ooh, right there. At my house, once you dip down into those C's, you lose social media and your social life. Right, your phone goes away, and so does your ability to hang out with your friends on the weekends, right? Now we go over here to profit, And the profit goal was $300,000 in owner profit after we profit shared, paid taxes, and paid all of our expenses. Okay? And so we hit $274,734 in owner profit over our goal of 300. How'd we do?
91.
Yeah. So I got an A, B, B, A. But where's our biggest opportunity for growth? Right here, the 80%, right? So now we have to go back to our wall of value and we have to say, okay, our biggest opportunity is retention. The agents that we're going to retain, what do agents want? What do agents need? Why do agents leave, right? And when we look at that, we find out that the majority of the agents that leave us get out of the business, right? So maybe it's hiring too many new agents. I don't know. Maybe it's not getting them pulled in fast enough or into the education that we have. I don't know, right? And I'm going to encourage you to look at your own business, because I have a feeling that if you guys go and do this 4 conversations, you can answer that question for me a whole lot better, right? You can come back to me and you can say, okay, Joanna, I'm really low in appointments, so I need to spend more time focusing on my pipeline. Will you teach me how to build a pipeline? Can we have some more classes about pipeline development, right? Or maybe it's your database, right? So many of our top producers this year said, in 2016, said database, database, database. So we have a database coaching program now called Move, right? But you staying on top of your 4 conversations and knowing what we can do to fill your wall of value helps me answer this question right here, right? And when I help you, you help me, because the numbers go up, we retain agents, and we all close more deals, okay? So I'm going to ask you to have this conversation with yourself. I want you to go back. How many appointments did you have in 2016? How many listings did you take in 2016? Now, a listing can also count as a buyer-broker agreement, okay? It doesn't count if you just have a buyer, because you don't have a contract. How many did you close in 2016? And what was your net profit? And there's some reports that we have that can help you with that. You can attend the CGI class, not this Friday with Ali, but next Friday with Ali, and he can show you where to pull up those numbers and reports. But if the answer is really easy and comes to your mind quickly, and you're able to put these numbers in because maybe you didn't have a whole lot of business in 2016, then I'm going to remind you that Ignite is happening again right now. And if you don't have a lot of business, what you have is a lot of time, right? And you have time to be in class learning the skill set that you need to be able to have better numbers in 2017. We have a great Ignite class. Yesterday was the first day. Tomorrow is going to be the second day. Friday is going to be the third day. If you're interested in jumping in so that you can watch your numbers increase, then I would like to invite you and to tell you that it's not too late. You just need to see Jose, Dave, or myself, and we'll tell you what to do next, okay? That's one way we're filling the wall of value. Now, the Move class is another way we're filling the wall of value. And Move is a database coaching course powered by maps, never-ending referrals, and it teaches us how to build, how to nurture, how to organize, and ultimately how to earn referrals from our databases. And that's something that we're going to do 4 times this year. The current class is full. We've got over 40 people in that class right now. But you're going to see signs of the activities that are happening in that class. For example, this sign here, A&W Sweet Success. The agents in that class have homework, and their homework is to reach out to the A's and the W's in their database. Okay, and so if you see this up at their desk, ask them how they're doing. All right, you'll also see their scoreboard up there, and so on Friday they'll report their numbers back to us. But this is a really great way to get them organized for the next 13 weeks on building their database so that when they are out of move and it's your turn to be in session 2, they can continue those activities and continue generating referrals from their databases. All right? So those are 2 opportunities, not to mention our contract strategies, our contract accountability classes, the fact that we've got Bold coming in August, and there's a lot going on, but staying plugged in and accountable to yourself and to your numbers is really important. Okay, so how did we do in 2016? Are you ready? So you guys know that we hit a milestone in 2016 at this office. How many transactions did we close?
1,610.
1,610 closed transactions. Woohoo! Yes. Yeah. 1,610. And that was up. Anybody remember what it was last year? 1152. So Brittany, we did 1610 this year. We did 1152 last year. How many did we increase by, Keller Williams? 458 transactions.
Wow.
In 1 year. In 1 year, we increased by 458 closed real estate transactions. That's amazing.
A third.
Yeah, it's 40%. It's a 40% increase. Well, 39.8. 40%. We round up, right? That's amazing. So let me ask, did your activities work?
Yes.
Did focusing on taking listings work?
Yes.
Yeah. Did the education that we brought work?
Yes.
Did we see massive increases? Yeah, we did. So let's see how we did year to date. So this is comparing all year of 2016 to 2015, okay? And in a few categories. Keller Williams Realty International, the Northern California, Hawaii region, Keller Williams Fresno, and the Fresno MLS. And you know this office makes up all of those different groups, right? We're a part of all of those different groups. So what I would like you to do is to look in the first category, closed units. Now these are the same categories that you should be tracking in your own business and that we do track for you. So Keller Williams Realty International saw an increase of 15.9%. The Northern California region saw an increase of 15.8%. The Fresno MLS saw an increase of 14.8%. And Keller Williams Fresno saw an increase of 39.8%. When it's that big, that's how you're supposed to say it. Okay? Wow! That's huge. That's huge. That's 458 transactions. We can quantify it, right? Because we know our numbers. That's amazing. All right, closed sales volume. So Keller Williams Realty International saw an increase of 19.6, the region 24.4. Keller Williams Fresno?
48.9%.
Holy cow! Not only did you sell more houses, but you sold them for more money. Wow, and our MLS saw an increase of, is that 20.3? Wow. All right, so we have increasing property values. That's one thing that we can take from this, right? Okay. Listings taken year to date. Keller Williams Realty International saw an increase of 10.6. The region 15.6. Keller Williams Fresno 18.1%. And the local MLS? Down 16.1%, which means the gap between the Fresno MLS and Keller Williams Fresno is even bigger. Now, I'm going to tell you that our Keller Williams Realty International didn't see a dip, and the region didn't see a dip. Our own MLS did. And that's with our increase as a part of it. So that's a number I think we need to be paying attention to when we're studying real estate and what could be happening in our economy. All right, listings taken volume. Keller Williams Realty International was up 15.3%. Our region was up 30.9%. Keller Williams Fresno was up 16.6%. And what was the MLS up? They were down. They were down. So we have something interesting happening. We have prices going up and the number of listings going down. What could that be indicative of? Right? The next thing you need to pay attention to is days on the market. If days on the market start going up, then there could be a little bit of a shift. Listings sold volume, 19.4% increase for Keller Williams Realty International. The region had an increase of 24.6%. Keller Williams Fresno had an increase of
53.4%.
I am so glad you're in the front row. That's right. 53.4%. And the MLS, 20.3%. Contracts written, that means offers accepted and pending. Okay? So Keller Williams Realty International saw an increase year to date of 14.5%. Our region saw an increase of 13.5%. Keller Williams Fresno saw an increase of 36.1%. And our MLS saw a decrease of 8.9% contracts written. All right, are we feeling the weather here in Fresno? No, there's no seasonality at Keller Williams Fresno. Do you know why?
Because what we focus on expands.
Good answer. That's a nice, safe one. Because in December, your activities didn't stop. But even before that, do your activities in December pay you? No. Because your activities in November and your activities in October didn't stop. What did we do in October, November, and December? Bold. Right? And then we had September, August, July, which are just normally good months, right? And then before that, we had May, April, and June. June, April, and May, which are traditionally good months. Where do most companies feel it the worst? Which quarters? The fourth and the first, because they back up to each other, right? And so what did we do in the first quarter? Bold. Do you know that we had over 143 registrations as a result of this office in that program last year? Right. And whether bold makes you uncomfortable or not, I don't care. It works. Right, Michelle? Right? It works. And so I want you to know that there are opportunities right now for you to plug in, because we know that when you're plugged in and when you're doing the right activities, you'll have business increases like this, and your business will be weatherized. We don't have to say, oh, well, fourth quarter kind of slows down here. It didn't slow down for us. It didn't. Profit sharing. We're a company that shares owner profit with our associates. And Northern California, Hawaii region profit shared $4,978,528 with its associates this year, which made up part of the $154,444,665 that Keller Williams Realty International shared this year. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Our own market center profit shared over $227,000 this year. Pretty remarkable, huh? How'd we do in the region? So we were the number 2 in the Northern California, Hawaii region for closed units. This market center with our 1610 transactions closed was only beat by Roseville with their 480 agents. Right? That's kind of twice, double what we have. Right? 209, 480. They did 3,254. How'd we do in agent gain? So we did pretty darn good. We got 6th in the entire region for agent gain. We grew by 100 agents. Roseville grew by 179, Danville 158, Honolulu 138, Sacramento 135, Walnut Creek 103, and Fresno. Pretty neat. We tied with Folsom. We finished 3rd in the region for net recruiting, which is really remarkable and something that we aim to increase next year. So how do you guys feel about 2016? Pretty good year in real estate, right? Pretty darn good year. I want to make sure, again, that you take the time to build out your 4 conversations, that you take a moment every single day to count the appointments that you've had. Just your appointments. The system will track the rest for you. Attend a CGI class and let us help you get your business started right now. Right? I think there's that old myth that says the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is now. Right? It's not easy. Right? It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's business. You're building a business, and it takes time. It takes time. It takes getting real with your numbers and sitting down and looking at where you can improve. So thank you for everything that you did in 2016. Thank you for your 1,600 transactions. Thank you for coming to our team meetings and constantly being plugged in, because we wouldn't be who we are as a market center without all of you guys. All right? Thanks.